my name is Pepe and you're watching SRTV, and today we have Mac Attram here with us. So this video will be about Mac's story with MMI going to become a lead trader with Harv team today. So I don't think a lot of you know what what the story about. So we're lucky to have Mac here at the SRTV show. So Mac, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Pepe. Thank you for inviting me for this interview. Thank you very much.
So Mac, what would you say, if people come up to you, and how will you introduce yourself today?
Today, in terms of MMI, I'm one of the lead trainers for Harv Eker, and I've been working with Harv Eker since 2010 as one of his international trainers. And so that's what I do. And that time I've trained thousands and thousands of people all over the world.
And before that, you were in a corporate job?
Yeah, before that, I mean, let me rewind a bit. So most of my time at the moment is spent coaching other people in business and mentoring and running training programs. And so some of my time is dedicated to the Millionaire Mind Intensives, because I think it's such an awesome and great program for people to really get their mind around the psychology of wealth and what it takes to increase your income, increase your wealth. So before I started doing that, I was running a small business, a small computer company. I got to a stage where I found myself very broke, over $100,000 in debt. It was a mess, and I attended a Millionaire Mind Intensive in Los Angeles. In fact, I live in London, the UK, so it was the only place that this program was on. So I flew from London to Los Angeles. I did a 3-day program. It really changed my whole mindset around money, and I started applying those principles, those strategies around money, around my life, around my businesses, around my money, and I was able to fix my money situations. I was able to come out of debt, so be able to clear that $100,000 in debt, and also create financial freedom. And in 2010, I started working with Harv and traveling around the world teaching these programs. And in 2014, I became one of his lead trainers to teach the programs.
And what have got you from London to Los Angeles? How did you find out about MMI?
It's a very funny, strange story. But what I was at a point where I was broke. I was looking for answers, and I thought how do these other wealthy people, how these successful people create success in their life? There must be something. So I started reading books and I started taking action. I was doing home study programs. Anything I can get my hands on to fix my situation, because at that time I was working 80, 90, 100 hours a week sometimes just to keep my computer business surviving. I was newly married. I was hardly seeing my wife, and we had one child, and we had another child on board. I thought, I can't have another child coming into the world. I'm not seeing my family at the moment, so let me fix my situation. How I'm going to do it, I don't know, but I know there must be a way. So after reading these books, going to different workshops in London, going to different seminars, and one of the home study programs was it was about business and fixing your business. And there was a CD in there. There was an invitation. So I listened to the CD, and there was an invitation to come to the MMI. I thought, what's this MMI? And so I looked on the internet. I read a bit more. Who's this Harv Eker? Wow, okay, this looks very interesting. Then I had to make a decision to fly from London to Los Angeles, because at the time it was coming up in a few months in Los Angeles, and that time it wasn't as widespread around the world as it is now. Many people are so lucky that now we have it in Asia, Africa, South America, Europe, all over. In those days it was only America and Canada. And so that's how I ended up going to North America, and my friends thought, you are mad. Why are you going to America for the weekend to this program? But there was something that resonated with me. There was something that Harv was saying that made sense to me, and there was things that I realized that I didn't know. And if I don't know and nobody else is showing me, and this gentleman saying, this is it, this is what you need to know about improving your wealth, improving your income, fixing your life, let me go and listen at least. What have I got to lose? It was a free ticket, because I already paid for the home study program from someone else. I went for a free ticket, paid for air flights, pay for my hotels, and that whole weekend was totally transformational, totally transformational.
Looking back at that weekend, how do you feel at that?
But looking back, when I look back at that weekend now, that weekend, I say to people, changed my entire life, changed the whole destiny of my life, my direction, because I came from that weekend, I came from struggling to actually seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, to actually then transforming my life, not only from a financial point of view, but from also financial relationship, my physical health, everything started to change from that weekend alone. And then I went on studying other Harv Eker's programs, and that just skyrocketed results in different areas of my life.
Looking back at that weekend, what would be like the most, like the biggest takeaway from that weekend that really like, wow, this is something, I don't know, or something that like, whoa.
Well, one of the biggest things for me, although it seems simple now, but I wasn't doing it, is what T. Harv Eker calls the JARS management system. So the JARS management system, once I learned that and started applying it, from a time when sometimes before the MMI, I would look at my account, or I would look at, my language was typically, I'm broke, I've got no money this month, I'm broke, I've got no money this month. And I just realized I just wasn't managing whatever money I had, I wasn't managing it. So after the MMI, I started using the JARS management system, money management system. Then suddenly, a few months down the line, I'll look at some of my account, oh, I've got money, there's some money here. Whereas before, every month was, oh, I'm broke. But then, when that started happening, I thought, okay, I'm using this JARS for spending on this is for this. I have money. So if I realized in that moment, if I started managing my money more effectively, and I'm having more money coming in, then I'll be able to clear my debts. I'll be able to have money going forward as long as I follow the system. So that was one of the biggest breakthroughs for me, as well as really fixing my psychology around wealth and money, because I really hadn't studied it to that level at that point.
So I think at MMI we talk a lot about beliefs, beliefs
yeah.
around money, beliefs around wealth, and the rich people.
Rich people are not good people. So I had those beliefs, and I got, when I was broke and I was really suffering those days, I resigned to the fact that, hey, listen, I just want to have enough money to pay my bills. I just want to have enough money so I don't have to work so hard. And so my beliefs were, I just want to have enough. But listen, what I've realized is that the more value that you add to people, the more you give to other people, the more you'll be rewarded. And so the more you're rewarded, you got enough for you got enough for your family, you got more than enough. So I have more than enough. But and these days I give a lot of money away to charity as well. One of the big things for me is that, yes, you can have enough, and you can have enough to give to others as well. So my beliefs dramatically change, and everyone's beliefs are slightly different. Mine was, I thought that mindset was okay, but guess what? That mindset was holding me back.
That is what limits you to go
Absolutely.
further.
That was just a couple of them. There were a lot more over the weekend that I discovered that I needed cleaning up.
Okay, so at the MMI, we talk about the Quantum Leap program.
Quantum Leap program,
and that for a lot of people are like, wow, that's a huge amount of money, and should I not, what was it like for you at that time? What have made you like, all right, this is it, I'm just gonna go Quantum Leap?
Oh, okay.
How is it like
good question. For me, I wish it was, I'm just going to go for Quantum Leap. It wasn't like that at all. Every time they talked about different programs, if I studied all of these things, and I was able to change my life and change my finances, that would be a good investment. And I remember going to the table to register for Quantum Leap, and I gave them a credit card, which I had. They processed it, and they said, no, it hasn't gone through. I wasn't surprised, because obviously I knew my problems, my issue. And I remember it was the last day, the whole thing was finishing, everyone was packing up, and I was still thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I can go back to London, not do the Quantum Leap program at all, go back to my life, but I don't have a plan B. I don't know what else I'm going to do. Yes, the MMI has been great, but how can I change my results and get better results faster? And in that moment, I realized I have to do the quantum leap. So I went back to the table. I remember I gave them 2 credit cards. I said, can you put half here and half here? Let's see what happens. Then I waited and I waited. They said, oh, congratulations, welcome to Quantum Leap. And you'd have thought I would be excited. No, my knees were shaking, I was sweating, I'm thinking, what have I done? Because it's such a big investment. But when I look back on those days, I think, I'm so glad I made that investment, because now I look at my life and I've made millions of dollars from that little investment. It was a worthwhile investment. I have a better quality of life. My lifestyle is amazing. I travel around the world. My wife and my children, my family and I have great vacations, great times together. We live in a lovely home. So it's been the MMI and the Quantum Leap was a blessing for me and my family. So I'm glad. It was a tough decision, but it was a worthwhile decision. Anything, I think, in life that you have to make such a big decision about, as long as you're committed to turning it into a success, because you've made that commitment, you'll find a way to make that happen. And that's what I did.
Okay, so from there on, you have absolutely changed your life and your business, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Then moving on, what have, inspired you to be a lead trainer for TF Eker?
Interesting, thank you. So, during the, Harv Eker is I think he's such a genius in terms of these programs and the way he's designed these programs. And I remember when I did a Quantum Leap, there's a couple of programs that I really wanted to do. One of them was Guerrilla Business Intensive. But there was a couple of programs I didn't see the point. I thought, okay, it's in a Quantum Leap, I'll just go along. One was Mission to Millions. And although I didn't want to be there, it was that program that was a catalyst for everything. Because in that program, I realized that what I'm actually born to do, what I'm supposed to be doing, which is really supporting people to help them to achieve their dreams. So at that program, I created my mission, which is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. And from the moment I started living from that, I learned from trainer to trainer how to train people. So if I'm going to empower people, if I'm going to support them, then I need to be able to speak. And so I wasn't speaking on the stage, so I started speaking on the stage through the skills I learned there. Living my mission, I also published 3 different books. I've now trained over 100,000 people in over 30 countries around the world, just purely following my mission. And if I hadn't done Quantum Leap and I didn't discover what my mission was, I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe running a small computer company somewhere. But all that has allowed me to create 5. Quantum Leap has allowed me to create 5 different businesses, create passive income, cash flow, totally financially free and a millionaire. I wasn't that at all before Quantum Leap.
You didn't think it's possible?
I didn't think it was possible because my biggest headache was, how do I get out of this debt? That's my whole focus, right? But when I realized that there are ways of living, there's a psychology and there's certain beliefs that I had to change in order for my life to change. When I started adapting all the things I was learning through Quantum Leap, things started to change because I was applying what I was learning.
Would you say that is the key to success?
What's that?
The key to success.
For me, the key to success is very simple. Now I know it. It's learn something and do it. Learn it and do it. Many people will learn something and put it on the shelf and go and learn something else, put it on the shelf, and they'll talk the language, I know that. And no, you don't know it. If you know it, then you'll be doing it. You'll be living it. So I wasn't just talking it, I was living it. So the secret to success is, if you want a success in anything, learn how to do it. Once you've learned it, apply it. Implement it straight away. Because when you apply it, you'll realize that, hey, actually, things are not that straightforward. And you'll make a few mistakes, but learn and do it. Keep doing it, and then you'll start finding more success and a better way of doing it and move forward faster.
True, because I was about to ask you, what is success to you? What would success mean to you?
What's success
means to
success
you?
Means to me, That's a great question, Pepe. Success means to me being able to do and live the lifestyle that you want without needing anybody else. But by that I mean having the lifestyle you want, whether it's money or relationships or happiness or health or anything else, on your basis, without needing a boss, without needing someone telling you have to do it this way, that way. You do it because you feel that's the right thing. So success to me equals freedom.
Wow. Okay. So it's really empowering yourself.
Yeah.
Living and leading the life you want to.
Absolutely, and that for me that's freedom. If you have freedom, and for a lot of people, what stops them having more freedom is money. So if you can get the money aspect sorted out, which is what we teach at the Millionaire Mind Intensive and through the Quantum Leap, then for a lot of people, once the money issue is taken care of, and they've got passive income, they've got a lot of money coming in, then they can now they have choice. And certainly that applied to me. Choice in what? Choice in anything. You know, you can live your purpose, you can live your mission, you can do a lot more charity work, which I do. You can start giving to a lot more people, which I do. And you can have the kind of vacations you want, you can have the kind of home you want, you can have the kind of cars you want. You've got choice of anything. Or if you choose just to decide to live in a forest for the rest of your life, fine. At least you've got income coming in. Because, you know, in the world we live in, the currency that we use to survive is money, and money is just a form of energy, and the transaction is you add value and you get a little bit of that energy that you can use. So for me it's important that you focus not on just on you but on helping other people. And so the biggest successes have come for me when I'm just entirely focused on helping people, and my mission forces me to do that.
Can you explain a little bit more on like money is energy? How do you mean?
Money is energy. So for a lot of people, they think about this. Imagine you get your money from a boss, right? Okay, and you're sitting there in the office and you're working hard, okay, and you feel you should be paid a lot more, right? So what are you going to do in order to be paid a lot more? What are you going to do? So what if you could find a way? What if you grew yourself? What if you went to one of our courses or any course and you learned how to do business, and then you came back to your boss and say, hey boss, you know, I've been looking at this situation, and I know every time we do this we lose this amount of money. If we do A, B and C, I think we will increase our profits or increase our money. Now if you tell your boss that and they apply it and the company starts making more money, are they going to promote you? Yes. Are they going to pay you a lot more? Yes. Are you going to be the first one they sack or the last one? The last one. Because every boss, every manager, every business owner wants not just staff who come in and sit there, look at the time and go home. But if you are valuable to the company, guess what? They'll keep you. And that's energy. That means you have to take your energy, go and learn something. You have to take your energy, speak to your boss even if you don't want to. You have to take your energy and almost force your boss and say, hey boss, if we don't do A, B and C, we're going to continue losing money. Please let me test it. I'll take charge of the project. That's energy. So you take charge of the project, you make it happen. And then you watch how your boss treats you from now on compared to how he treats everybody else. Right? That's energy. Now watch. Imagine you're running a business. And you started a business and you're doing average, but you want to do much better. How are you going to do much better? How are you going to make more money?
Create more.
Well, not only create, but maybe there's the reason why you are not doing a lot more in terms of money is because there's something you don't know. Why is it other people in your industry are making a lot more money in their company than you are? There's something they know. So you go out with your energy, go and learn. Come back to your business, apply it. You've learned it, now apply it. You've learned it, now apply it. Now watch the changes that happen. Does it take energy to go to a seminar? Yes. Does it take energy to make notes? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. Are you taking time away from your family? Yes. All this is energy. And so then you put the energy into implementing what you've learned. And most people won't, because most people,
right,
being comfortable takes no energy. So by you putting your energy in from the learning and for the application, guess what? Now you're going to start seeing the monetary results that most people don't want to put the energy there. Most people just want to be comfortable. They just want to be average. That's what I mean by energy.
Wow.
So energy means you put something in and you get something back. Energy in, energy out. And if I want to cut down what I said, it's purely add value to other people. So learn something. How can I add value to more? How can I add more value to my customers? How can I, because the customers is who pay you, right? How can I add more value to my boss? Because the boss that pays you, right?
Yes.
Right, that takes energy. Add value to them. When you add value, guess what? The more value you add, the more of that money transaction comes to you. That's what I mean, but money is a form of energy.
Wow. I never see it that way. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, most people don't know that. But if you look at life that way, you realize that, hey, right, okay, it's not just about me. I want more money, but what am I willing to do about it? It's not just going to come drop on your head. You have to do something, and most of the things you have to do is not comfortable. But do it legally, do it ethically, do it morally, and you'll be rewarded.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think I'll end the interview with one last question. That will be, what is the most valuable thing throughout this journey, and what will you say to someone who haven't, attended MMI or Quantum Leap? What will you say to them? So first of all, what is the most valuable thing throughout this journey from where you are, where you started MMI and where you are today? What's the most valuable thing? And secondly, to those who haven't attended MMI or Quantum Leap, what would you like to say to them?
Okay, so for me, the most valuable thing I think I've got through the whole MMI and Quantum Leap journey is really transforming my life to a place where I'm really fulfilled. I love helping people. I'm living my mission, and I think I'm making a big difference in this world, and I'm making a lot of money at the same time. So for me, that's important. I wouldn't have been able to do that without MMI and Quantum Leap. That's one. So what would I say to other people? What I will tell you this: wherever you are in your life right now, come into the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and especially doing a Quantum Leap program. What will happen to your life if you apply and implement? If you apply and do, what will happen if you learn and do? What will happen is your life will be much better than it is right now. It'll be much better than it is right now. And for a lot of people, that means a lot more money than you're earning now, better health than you have right now, better relationships than you have now, above all, much more happiness than you have right now. Now, if you want all of those things, I think that's what the MMI and Quantum Leap have done to a lot of people. And every time I go to a country and I meet other people and they tell me about it, and even on my Facebook, people are sending me messages, they're sending me emails and saying, oh Mac, I did this is how my business has grown, this is how much money I'm making now, my wife and I are going on this vacation, my kids are much happier than they were before, I'm actually a better parent now, my kids are doing much better at school. Because if you want your life to change, guess what? The only way it'll change is you change first.
Absolutely agree.
Nothing happens unless you change. If you want a better relationship with your wife, it's not about your wife, it's about change yourself first, right? If you want to be a better parent, it's nothing to do with the kids. You have to grow yourself to become a better parent. If you want better results in sports, same thing. If you want better results in money, you have to grow yourself in order to have and attract a lot more money. So the value for a lot of people is you'll be doing much, much, much better than you are right now. That's what I'll say.
Okay, so thank you, Mac, for your time.
You're most welcome.
So much of the sharing is so really eye-opening for me, and obviously for the audience as well.
You're welcome.
So that's all for now for SRTV, and if you'd like to know more about Mac, we'll put a link to your Facebook.
Good.
You can find out more what Mac is doing around the world besides MMI, and we'll stay tuned and see you in the next video.